All right. I do want to start with dangling. So you guys have got a couple of options. You can put your butt on the wall with your forearms on your thighs and just let the back of your head hang down. If you feel like you've got a bit more in you, you can hang unsupported off the wall. So hands might not reach the floor, mine just happen to. Let the back of the head relax. Okay, so choose one of them options. I'm just going to put my trusty timer on. I like to use this most of all when it's the end of the day and we've had one of them really heady days, particularly if you've been looking at a screen and you just feel really foggy in your head. It's almost like we use this pose as a way to get everything that's up there out, basically. Well, everything that's not useful. So wherever you are, whether you're on the wall getting supported or you're off going a little bit deeper, see like a trapdoor at the top of your head, like the crown of your head, like it just opens up and everything in there can completely fall out in a way that is helpful for you, like just drain your brain empty. And it might be that you actually see all of the day coming out, like conversations that you've had. Maybe you've had some confrontations. Maybe there's some unresolved work issues, whatever it is. But we actually practice just putting it down because for today that we've done everything we can about that. And it's actually using this practice to shift gears now so we can focus a little bit more on the rest of our day, whatever that entails. All right, we've got about a minute left. I don't mind if you even bring a little bit of movement in, like maybe you nod your head side to side or yes and no. Just letting that whole area at the back of your neck and the back of your shoulders completely go. Alrighty, so just start to roll up slowly. You might want to walk your hands up your legs here, keeping your chin tucked in until you come all the way up. And just pause there for a moment, just get that quality of energy that rushes now through the whole of your spine. Maybe you can feel aliveness through your arms. And we're just going to start to bring a little bit of movement in through the whole of the upper arms and chest. So bend your knees and just start to work with moving your arms from side to side. So I'll show you this from the back. It's like your hand hits just the very back of your kidneys. Knees are bent, feet are about hip width apart. Try and keep like the lower part of your body still, so it's just the upper torso and arms that move. And turn back around so you can see. And again, not rigid, we're just kind of pretty fluid in the movements. We don't want to be really strict in terms of how we move. And then we're going to move up to the chest. So you're using the heel of your hand just to tap underneath the collarbone. And again, like, don't get all caught up in like the right way to do this. We're just literally stimulating the areas of the body where most likely there's a bit of stagnation just from sitting, being still for the day. So less important of like what this looks like, and just more of a focus on feeling it kind of benefit the body. And then the next one we move up, so we're tapping like the top of the shoulder. If you know what the traps are, that's where we're going, but if not, just kind of the top to upper back part. And again, don't worry about what it looks like. Good thing about doing this at home is no one can see anyway, so that's a bonus. And then we'll move back down to underneath the collarbone. So it's like we're coming back through that whole sequence. Again, we're just tapping, bringing awareness there. Ooh. You might notice one side is more sticky than the other. It's usually the side that you hold your phone with. And let's go back to the lower back part. So back of your hand hits just underneath the ribs. All right, and then come to stillness. Just always good just to pause and feel like what you actually feel after that. So notice the sensations moving through the neck, the chest, the upper back, your arms. Okay. And we're going to start to work on just literally tapping up and down the sternum, the chest bone there. So you've got your knuckles, you're going up and down. I can't go all the way because of my mic, but try and get all the way to the bottom of your chest bone and then up to the top. And then we're going to add in the breath, so inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Do one more, inhale, exhale. And we start to tap along the arm line, so coming down through the inner arm, turn the palm around and go all the way up. So we go again, tapping through the inner arm and going all the way up. Let's do a couple more there. And then going across to the other side, same thing. You're just literally bringing aliveness and energy to these areas of the body where the energy's been really stale and sticky. And then back to the chest, just a couple of little knocks there. And anywhere else you feel tension. I'm particularly tense in pec minor there. We might do a couple of things on the wall actually. Alrighty, from there let's move into the neck. So take your hands into fists, little bit of a bend through the knees, chin in towards the chest, and we're just going to start to circle the neck all the way around. So like you're drawing a big circle with your head. Once you get all the way around, reverse it. Come all the way back through, all the way back around, over to the left, and then chin in. So chin in towards the chest, move the chin over towards the left, tilt the head all the way back, all the way over to the right, and then in. And then we go to the right, tilt the head back, come all the way around, and bring the chin in. So let's just do a couple more. Like you guys, if you can, to clench your back teeth. Like I can't because obviously I'm talking. But just keeping that clench in the back teeth just helps to separate the neck bones so you can get a little bit more of a release through the muscles of the neck. Okay, I'm just going to do one more. And then back to neutral. Take your arms out straight ahead. So I'm going to show you this from the side. Slight bend through your knees. So you're going to send your arms forward, lift your shoulders up towards your ears, move your shoulders back and down. So we go arms forward, shoulders up, back and down. Again, we go forward, up, back and down, and start to make it a little bit more fluid. So you're just making circles without needing to do the like individual movement. And really, we're focusing only on moving the shoulders. So you want to try and keep the head as still as possible. And then we reverse, go the other side, the other way, sorry. Same thing, so shoulders come back, up, forward and down. And one more, and then release. Come to the middle of the mat, bend the knees a little bit. Bring your right hand onto your left ribs and make a fist with your left hand. So we're going to go forward with the left arm. Try and keep the arm and ribs as still as possible, and you're just moving the left arm. And then we bring the left arm back. Oh, try not to bend the elbow, and all the way around. So let's go again. The left rib stays still. Left arm moves, comes back around. Oh, and then again. So trying the best you can just to isolate the movement to the arm, like the ribs, the torso, and everything else stays super still. And we've got one more. Oh. Oh. All right, stand up, just give that a bit of a shake. That's a killer for me. I don't know about you guys, but my whole elbow wants to bend. Okay, and then bring your left hand to your right rib cage, little fist with your hand, and same thing. So we go inhale up, keeping the ribs still. So you'll notice one side definitely less mobile. This one is for me. So it's being really disciplined with not bending the elbow, not twisting the ribs. Oh. And trying not to take the arm out too much to the side. Just want to try and aim to get it right back and over. I can feel like my right arm desperate to go out to the side. It's like my body is trying to look for a way to not need to use these muscles. Alrighty. Alrighty. Come up to standing. Now, actually, we'll just do a forward fold. So bend your knees a little bit, bring your hands to your hips, and then take your hands behind, so hands are clasped. And inhale to lift the chest, and then as you exhale, fold your arms over your head. So you're starting to spread out through the collarbones. Give the toes a little bit of a wiggle, chin tuck, neck long. And then the arms are coming over the head. So the crown of the head moves down. You're starting to feel like there's a spreading through the front of the chest. But then try to draw your shoulders away from your ears so that there's a whole heap of space around the neck. So let's just take 3 steady breaths in and out here. All right, bring your hands to your lower back, unclasp, come all the way up as you breathe in. Okay, we're going to do the next one on the wall. So we're targeting pec minor, so the upper part of the chest. And we're going to come into warrior one pose. So your right foot is forward and the left foot is back. Now you can take your right arm straight behind. If it's an option, which it isn't for me, my pecs are too tight, you can bend your right elbow, but that's like super, super intense for me. Okay, then from there, put your left hand on your heart. So you've got your right hand on the wall and your right leg is bent. It's about a forearm's distance away from the wall. And then inhale into your heart, where your left hand is. And then start to lift your heart up a little bit, but at the same time, slide your right shoulder blade down your back. So there's like this upper portion of the chest on the right side that starts to feel as though it's getting space. So it'll probably feel quite tight if you're a computer person, like the whole world is right now. And stay here for a couple of breaths, maybe even pressing your right hand into the wall for a bit more if you feel like you can. All right, and then from there, slide your right hand down the wall. Ah, so good. And then let's change sides. Step your left foot forward. So your left leg's not like touching the wall, it's a little bit away. The left arm is on the wall, palm is flat, and then right hand is on your heart. So you're going to inhale to lift your heart up a little bit. Keep pressing the left hand into the wall, and as you exhale, move the upper left side of your chest away from the wall. So want to feel like this left shoulder blade is sliding down your back. And then the upper right side of your chest moves away from the wall. It's this real like opening up through the upper left side of your chest. I'm still here, I'm just trying to concentrate. All right, and then slide the left arm down. Ooh. Come back to your mat. How are we doing? All right, this next one is about the upper body. So it's a little bit like you're going to be stretching, like you've just woken up in the morning, you do that big like, oh. But then as you exhale, you will round everything in. Okay, so we've got inhale to open up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then exhale to hug in. So let's just do a couple more like that. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale to round. Keep going. Big inhale through the collarbones. Exhale, round. Last time, inhale. Exhale to round. And then release your arms. Take a breath again there. And a full breath out. And then we'll just do that same movement, but to the sides. This is the last little bit of movement before we get into the longer holds. So we're going to go inhale to the sides. So that same stretching motion. And then exhale back to midline. So go inhale to the side. And then exhale to the midline. Inhale side, chest open. Exhale midline. Let's do a couple more. Last one on each side. Alrighty. Good work. And then from there, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms straight up. Forward fold as you exhale. Let's take a halfway lift. Inhale, flatten your back, chin tucks in. And from there, step back just to downward facing dog as you exhale. So deep breath in there, pressing through the palms. Let your lower back lengthen skyward. Relax your head. Stay for the exhale. And then we're just going to work into a really gentle wind down, just to bring that energy down a little bit. So your knees will be on the floor. We'll do an inhale just to lift the chin slightly. And then an exhale back to child's pose. So coming back up again on the inhale, chin lifts a little bit. Back, hips to heels for child's pose as you exhale. So we're going to add in a little bit of breath here. So as you inhale, come up for 4, 2, 3, 4. As you exhale, go back for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale back for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale back for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale back for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now stay in child's pose with your forehead on the floor there. Just breathing in for 4 and out for 8. Start to steady and slow down the breath. I'm just going to add in a little bit of extra here. So your left arm will reach forward and the right arm will reach underneath. Now you can have your palm downward facing or upward facing of the right hand. So again, whatever works. Some of you might want to cross both arms. Let your head just rest through the center there. Or maybe on a block or something like that. For me, it's just enough to be doing one arm there. So see if you can let the left armpit relax a little bit. The other option is to take the left arm behind the back like so. So you start to get an opening across the front of the left shoulder too. But, don't make it too complicated. Trust in the process that it will unfold as it needs to. I'll stay in this one for maybe a couple of minutes just to give it time to kind of work in a little bit deeper now. It's a really nice option to focus on seeing your breath move into the areas of the upper back that feel particularly tight. Maybe today it's your jaw and your teeth. You can separate in that place. So just take another 5 or so breaths there. Just notice where there's a tendency to push or force or try harder. And see if you can relax that whole idea. And then let's move slowly out there. So you can just take a rest with your arms by your side maybe, or if you want to take both arms forward, or even forehead onto your hands. Just let the breath do whatever it needs to do. There's usually a sigh, like a out after the exhale. And then let's go to the other side. So if you need to take your knees wider in a child's pose, or you need to bring your knees closer together, you can. I'm going to take that right arm forward and the left arm under. If you're doing the double cross, you take the right arm over to the left there. But again, just that allowing for, it's not so much of the intensity of the practice, is more just kind of feeling that really comfortable place. And let your breath be steady, really quite calming actually. And let's have another 5 breaths here. Just kind of watch for those sneaky little bits of tension that want to grip and grab. Just allow for your bones to soften. All right, my friends, let's move out slowly. Let's just come all the way down onto the belly for a moment. Just take your favourite cheek to the floor. Let yourself feel supported by the earth, so the body's heavy. Maybe it's the first time today that you've really stopped. All right. Now this next one's got a number of different options. Just going to put my mic back in. So you just choose what kind of works or really what hits the area that you need to get into more so. Try and work so that your hips and knees are stacked. That's kind of the non-negotiable part, and the rest is all optional. So you might take your arms like straight out like this. Some people will rest the chin on the floor, others the forehead. You might, if you've got a bolster, you can put your arms up on a bolster or some blocks or something like that. And then the other version is to bring the hands together and work like this. So for me, that's a really good one to do today. It gets the triceps more, which is kind of where I want to work. And then this one, obviously, for me anyway, it feels like it gets more towards the upper back and the upper chest region. So figure out for yourself, like where your body's got tension. If you're in this one that I'm in, the hands towards the back of the head type thing, if you need to get more, you can walk your elbows forward and your knees back. But just remember that rule of kind of working to keeping the hips and the knees stacked. Chest moves down. Again, we'll be here for a number of minutes, not loads and loads. Enough. And so while you're working here in this place, like feel for the breath and where it reaches to. Like for me, I really focus on getting the breath pushed out through the upper part of my armpits, the upper part of the chest, but also around the backs of the shoulder blades. Okay, we've got 5 more breaths. Okay, just coming out of that really easy. We're going to move back to child's pose. So you can have your knees together or apart, but I like to bring my arms by the side here, knees together-ish. Just resting the forehead or one cheek on the floor. Okay, and then coming on up slowly. This is what I'm going to show you this from behind, but this is what we're going to do on our backs. So it's like a archer type situation. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter if your fingers don't interlace. That's not the point. But we just want to kind of make this shape best we can whilst we're on the back. So we're going to start with the left elbow bent up and the right elbow bent down. There's not really any elegant way to get in it. So for me, I usually just roll onto one side, bend the bottom elbow, which is the right, bend the top elbow, which is the left. There's a bit of shuffling about. I usually let my head just rest on the left arm there. You can actually, if you want to get into the lower body a little bit as well, you can bring the soles of your feet together so you're in like a Baddha Konasana situation. That's an option. Or you can just keep the legs straight. And let's just use this last little bit of time before we take Shavasana to just feel it's more like it's a really gentle down regulation now. Maybe your breath gets a little bit longer on the exhale. Just take another 5 or so breaths here, just again noticing, particularly where the chest wants to grip. Left armpit up around the upper right side of the chest. Just take your time to release your arms. Just bring them by the side for the moment. So you can just get that sense of it's like you can almost feel the blood flow back through the body. And then let's transition to the other side. So this time the left arm bends up, the right arm comes over. You might feel a little bit wonky, which is probably quite normal. It feels wonky for me, but it's really not about getting this straight and perfect. Just starting to bring a little bit more awareness to the right armpit, the left collarbone, that whole area of the upper body. And separate your teeth if the tensions come back there in the jaw. Just take another 5 breaths here. Just notice if that tendency to try hard has crept back in again. It's pretty much ingrained in everything we do, so just got to notice on quite a regular basis. And then from there, just release your arms by your side. Feel that rush of aliveness move through your arms, your armpits. Even feel it moving up your neck. You can bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees open if you've not been there already. If you did have this position, you can bring the knees to knock into the midline, take the feet out a little bit wider, maybe something like that. So you're either doing the external or the internal rotation. And chin is tucked, the neck is long. Let's just spend this little bit of time here resting in Shavasana. Just focusing on breathing in and out of the belly. Allowing the body to take all of the change and adaptations in. Now, of course, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need to. It's time to move on. Extend your legs down, straighten your legs, point your toes away. Inhale to reach your arms over your head. Feel maybe your upper back lift. Hopefully a little bit more awareness in the upper body, and then transition to one side. Just let yourself rest there for a moment. And coming on up to sitting or kneeling, however you need to finish. So let's just rest the hands on the thighs for a moment. So every time we finish a yoga practice, there's this different type of energy, whether it's aliveness or grounding or centering, or just feel what energy is here for you after that practice. Probably feel quite uplifted. And just being grateful again for the practice that we have when we can pretty much change the way we feel in less than an hour. So now we've got those tools at hand. We bring our hands together and take a deep breath in. When we say namaste, what we're saying is we're recognizing this lineage and all of what it brings for us. So together we finish namaste.